People's National Congress invited to form government. Parkop returns for NCD Regional. And Electoral Commissioner recognizes Morauta as Moresby North West member-elect.
This is National MTV News with Mekere Morauta.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for Friday's news. Two immediate plans for the National Capital District is to convert settlements to suburbs and modernize the Motu and Koitabu villages. Re-elected NCD Governor Powes Parkop says these are his priority programs for the next 5 years.
As a lead-up towards his declarations today, Mr. Parkop was optimistic in continuing to change the look of Papua New Guinea's capital city, Port Moresby. Parkop believes in change as part of the transformation program.
Settlements have been with us since and before independence. About time we start putting an end to it, and the city will really transform if we convert settlement to suburb. Secondly, modernizing the Motuans and Koitabu villages. We must develop and bring to the villages all the basic amenities in the suburban area.
Over the last 9 years, Port Moresby, he says, has undergone a major facelift. More work will be done in suburbs to continue to improve public spaces, parks and gardens, schools, health infrastructure, with law and order.
They want to raise their family here, not being here in Port Moresby because there's no choice. I have to work here because I'm employed here. And this is a problem, a challenge for us as a country as a whole. If you look around our country, you will see that all the cities and towns are mainly between a rock and a hard place. People are there not because of the quality of life, the standard of living, and the services and the culture, but they are there because they have no choice.
Parkop says Port Moresby must become the city of choice, while other cities of the country like Lee and Mount Hagen need also improvement.
But we have to have cities that are soft cities, if you like, not no-choice cities. Before I'm done, part of my job is to make Port Moresby a place where people live here by choice, but because of the quality of life, because of the culture, because of the lifestyle, because of the safety and environment in which gives them, that type of life that they want for themselves and their children. So this is a challenge for all of us in Papua New Guinea, and we all have that collective responsibility. But in my time, I want to make sure that Port Moresby is the type of livable city.
Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
To our top story now, the People's National Congress Party has been invited by the Governor-General to form the next government. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, Electoral Commissioner Patilis Gamato officially returned 80 of 111 writs for the 2017 National General Elections. Following the return of writs, Mr. Gamato formally invited the People's National Congress Party. He also clarified that 88 seats have been declared and 23 seats are yet to be.
The Electoral Commission arrived after 3 p.m. this afternoon at the government house to present the 80 writs. Presenting the writs, Gamato made it clear that under special circumstances, the Governor-General Sir Bob Dadai has granted permission to extend the deadline.
I advise out of 111 seats, seat parliament, 88 has been declared. Actual writs received and returned is 80. Electorates yet to declare is 23.
Following the presenting of the writs, the Governor-General invited the leading party with high number of declared seats to form the 10th government.
And in accordance with the advice of the Electoral Commission, hereby invite the People's National Congress, being a registered party, which has endorsed and won the greatest number of candidates declared elected in the 2017 national election.
Soon as the announcement was made, leader of People's National Congress, Peter O'Neill, arrived for a toast and welcomed the decision after that. The remaining 23 electorates have been given until next week Friday to finish counting and declare their members of parliament. PNG leader Peter O'Neill is confident PNC will form the next government when Parliament resumes.
We look forward to, of course, coming and forming government in the coming days. And we are confident that PNC has been given the mandate under the laws of our country, governing the election process and the internal integrity of political parties and candidates.
Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Social Democratic Party leader Powes Parkop has retained his seat for the third time as NCD governor. NCD election manager Alwyn Jimmy officially declared Parkop as the member re-elect after collecting 54,870 votes. His votes passed the absolute majority mark of 54,864.
NCD Regional has been a controversial seat since counting commenced. Numerous petitions have been filed by NCD candidates alleging of foul play, and media was banned after an altercation between the NCD election manager and a scrutineer that resulted in the arrest of Alwyn Jimmy. NCD counting commenced early this month but only ended today with a total of 141,639 ballots counted. The counting process has experienced numerous suspensions after scrutineers have cried foul play. In one instance, ballot papers on record did not add up to what was physically presented during counting. This was when media was banned from taking pictures and the election manager was arrested for assault. However, today, after a long night of counting, after exclusion 35, at 10:30 a.m., NCD election manager Alwyn Jimmy declared Social Democratic Party leader Powes Parkop as the member re-elect for NCD Regional.
And he is now elected as a member of NCD.
He scored 54,870 on exclusion 35, reaching past the absolute majority of 54,864. Parkop has been topping the tally sheet comfortably since counting commenced for NCD. During his speech, the member-elect said simply, "The people have chosen to put him there." He defended himself, saying it is not in him to rig election processes.
It's not in my DNA to rig the election, to come up with, fake ballot papers and to manipulate the system. It's not in my DNA. It's not something that I want to leave as my legacy. That in the time of Governor Powes Parkop, this is what he did, so I can do it in the future. That is not what I will set out to do. It is not in my DNA. I'm here to maintain and bring our people to high standards.
Parkop also gave an overview of his 5-year plan, which includes making the city safe, modernizing NCD, and plans of the city's environment. Merlin Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
And Powes Parkop's declaration brings the new People's National Congress-led coalition to 36. This coalition includes the People's Progress Party, United Resource Party, and of course Mr. Parkop's Social Democratic Party. PNG Electoral Commissioner Patiles Gamato says Mekere Morauta is the rightfully declared member-elect for Moresby North West. Gamato told MTV News this morning Mekere's writ was to be presented to the head of state. Mr. Gamato says the declaration by sidelined Moresby North West returning officer Mekere is null and void.
Following a media brief this morning by the head of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Gamato says the double declaration is unbecoming and is not accepted. Mr. Gamato said Sir Mekere's declaration is valid despite receiving a writ from sideline Moresby North West Arrow Mekere.
The other writ brought into the office by the returning officer, but I changed the returning officer because he was not around.
Gamato told MTV News Mr. Avara was removed from the post with Bale Kavanamur given powers to declare Sir Mekere.
After he completed accounts, he made a declaration. He declared a member-elect for Moresby North West, which is Sir Mekere Morauta. So this morning I've accepted this writ, so I will return the writ to the head of state.
Gamato's clarification follows the double declaration yesterday for the Moresby North West seat where Sam Mekere was declared at Rita Flynn, and hours later a Moresby North West candidate was declared in a hotel room by sideline arrow Mr. Avara. Last night on MTV's Yo Vote 2017 program, PNG National Party leader and Sine Yongomul MP-elect described it as poor leadership.
It's not only shocking, it's disastrous and it's absolutely disgusting. These are sensitive issues. We need proper leadership, at least from the level of the returning officers throughout the country, because it can have very bad consequences if proper leadership is not accorded.
According to Mr. Gamato, writs for the 2017 national elections will be presented to the head of state this afternoon at the Government House. Jack Lopave Jr., National MTV News.
Pangu Party's Brian Cremer has been declared as member for Madang Open. Cremer polled 21,248 votes after passing the absolute majority of 19,880 at exclusion 24 late on Thursday.
This was the excitement felt last night by Pangu's supporters and the people of Madang for the new member-elect Brian Cremer. Truckloads of supporters were singing, chanting and even screaming. At 6:45 yesterday afternoon, Madang returning officer Joe Sakipa declared Pangu Party candidate Brian Cremer the new member-elect for Madang Open. Sakipa welcomed the member-elect to sign the writs. Cremer, in his declaration speech, promised his voters to bring back the good image of the once beautiful Madang.
So people must kiss in Madang, go back as before. All man Mary can walk about free. All can do worry, all can worry, lo pigini blongol, pigini Mary blongol, and stop the house when come back to school when we bagra. So me believe in no mistake, this election and come up, na plan the Senate come inside the country. I will look forward to work with all police, all CIS, all government department, all Lily Man Mary, all church leader, all youth leader, all clan leader. Now by we work for one time, now through we been campaign, now we talk the same. Bedeng by Senis, now by Mekere up, my country by Senis.
Cremer alone Pangu's policies is aiming for a better Madang in the next 5 years.
This election, we block on it, lo party, lo Pangu party, leadership, lo same vessel. Now we block on the policy. Now through the policy that's all, we block winning all heart. Now bed long on man very no give vote. So now country you may stop inside the crisis. We block not can German.
Cremer was escorted to his residence where he addressed his supporters. He was later taken to Madang Resort under police escort. He will be joining the Eastern Camp with the Pangu Party leader Sam Basil today. Matalubis, National MTV News, Madang.
Political analyst and registrar of political parties and candidates Dr. Alphonse Gelu says his office is worried about the anxiety that political camps bring to the country. He made these comments as political camps form in different parts of the country towards the formation of government in the coming days.
Dr. Gelu said the Office of the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates has been trying to put an end to these issues.
Because if you look back in history, it was the organic law on the integrity of political parties and candidates that basically put a stop to the mayhem and all those problems that usually occurs after every election, when everyone will be running around and people will be kidnapped and all those kind of things that were happening. The organic law, the ONIPEC basically calmed the waters, okay, by the process of that Section 63. That it is not anyone's game. It will be the party that has won a majority of seats that will be invited.
However, he says subsequent elections have shown that the law is not as effective as it should be.
But from 2002, 2007 and 2012, people have come up with their own ideas that, that law is not that closed up, that it will only be that party that has won the majority of seats. Rather, that law is basically open, okay, in the sense that the party, in the event that the party that has won the majority of seats and is invited does not have a simple majority, then the other groupings that is on the floor of parliament will be given that opportunity. So that's the reason why we are now having these other camps. For us in the registry, we are quite concerned about that. But that is what the process is. And there is nothing that the registry can do to put a stop to that.
With Sir Julius Chan's move to join the PNC camp in Alotau, Dr. Gelu said this is something his office is interested to know more.
But the leader of the People's Progress Party lost his seat. So right now, we don't know who is the leader of People's Progress Party. So usually, that party now is to go back to its constitution. Okay? So I don't know the decision by Sir Julius Chen going to Alotau is a collective decision by all the members. And I don't know whether he's taking up the responsibility as the party leader. Because that is something that this office will be very interested in. That, we need the minutes of the meeting that appointed whoever to be the leader of the People's Progress Party.
Sarah Aupong, National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. We'll have more election updates when we return. Stay tuned. Welcome back to National MTV News. The Alliance camp is gathering in Port Moresby, confident that they will form the government. Members in the camp say though PNC may have the numbers to be invited to form government, the Alliance will still form government. Bethany Harriman with this report.
Members of the Alliance met today in Port Moresby. They are confident about forming government with Pangu, National Alliance, Independents and other smaller parties. Or Governor-elect Gary Jufa says Pangu will be in camp.
They're coming right here as we speak. You might hang around and be able to take images and videos and interview them. They will be here. They will be moving into closed camp where they will have their discussions in this hotel. And after they have completed their discussions, they will then move with the rest of the team. With NA, all the major players, everybody is moving here.
Sinesene Yongawal MP-elect Karen Gakua says Moresby North West member-elect Sir Mekere Morauta is in talks with the Alliance.
Mekere is an integral part of the Alliance group, which is led by National Alliance and Pangu. And as smaller parties, we are all together with them. So SEMEC is an integral part of that grouping.
Rabaul MP-elect Dr. Alan Marat says the Alliance will form government.
The Alliance is confident. We are confident of forming the government.
Collectively, the leaders are confident that they will form government. But just this afternoon, the Governor-General, Sir Bob Dadai, invited the People's National Congress Party to form government when 21 seats haven't been declared yet. Bethany Harriman, National MTV News.
Let's take a look now at some progressive results for the electorates that are still counting. We begin in the National Capital District and for the Moresby North East seat after exclusion 46. John Kaupa is now in the lead, 14,373. Currently in second position is Carl Okuk, 12,503 and Labi Amayu, 12,304. To counting in the Madang province and for the Bogia Open after exclusion 39, Robert Naguri 9,288, David Wama 7,886. To counting in the Southern Highlands province and for Mendi Open after exclusion 9, Alvin Hook 31,615, Michael Nali 28,252, Isaac Joseph 26,894. And the sitting MP Dekewanu has been eliminated in Mendi Open. And a look at the party numbers so far. As of 6 p.m., 90 seats have been declared around the country, and the numbers according to the parties. The People's National Congress has 26 members declared, the National Alliance has 13, Independents stand at 11, Pangu Party have 9 members declared, the People's Progress Party have 5 members declared, and the rest of the parties in total up to 26. That is, as of 6 p.m. this evening, once again 90 seats have been declared. And now we take a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.3145 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.307 $0.3812 Australian dollars, $0.2590 euro, and 33.78 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee and cocoa closed higher, while copra closed the day lower. Copper closed higher, crude oil is trading higher, palm oil closed higher as well. And on the stock markets, the Dow Jones closed 85 points higher, the ASX 82 points lower, and the All Ordinary 77 points lower. You're with National MTV News. We'll have more when we return. Welcome back to National MTV News. Now we quickly go to the topic of the election again, and we've just received word that Michael Nali has been declared as member-elect for Mendi Open in Southern Highlands Province. Now his declaration brings to 91 the total number of members declared for the next parliament. Moving on now, the City Pharmacy Group has in recent times suffered from a major fire that destroyed the company's head office and warehouse in Port Moresby. CPL lost much stock and assets, and while operationally it survived, financially it was hit hard until today. Today, City Pharmacy received its first insurance payment from Pacific MMI to the value of 10 million kina.
Chairman of Pacific MMI, Dr. Ken Nangan, was happy to hand over an initial 10 million kina payment to the chairman of CPL to enable the company to restock urgent medical supplies.
I now have the pleasure to present a check of 10 million. It's an interim payment to the chairman of CPL Group for the loss suffered in the recent fire.
These funds will go back into the business to continue the rebuilding and recovery that is underway and to invest in new stock. Mahesh Patel, CPL chairman, said today was an important day as City Pharmacy rises from the ashes with the assistance from its insurer, Pacific MMI.
And it goes a long way in building a long-term relationship. I think insurance business or our business as such, it's all about relationship. So it gives me great heart that I've partnered or we've covered ourselves with PMMI. So it's a great day for us to get a relief and also to show to the public that we're here to stay. We were about to celebrate 30 years of our existence in Papua New Guinea. We still will later this year, but you know, we're here for a long, long time.
CPL said its pharmacies, supermarkets and hardware house will benefit from fresh stock and the reassurance that City Pharmacy is strong, determined and on its way back.
And our independent experts have found that it's a valid claim. So we have to then, once we've admitted liability for the claim, which we are doing by handing over this first payment, and that reduces the claim on the, or should have the effect of reducing the overall claim for loss of profits, because obviously CPL can restock, and it's essential with claims, big fire claims like this, that we do that.
City Pharmacy this year celebrates its 30th year anniversary. City Pharmacy is a proud Papua New Guinean company employing almost 3,000 people, and with almost 50% being females and operating 55 stores across Papua New Guinea. Mr. Patel said as CPL recovers, it will become stronger and will once again be a retail powerhouse and innovator in the PNG market. He said no one should underestimate the determination and capabilities of the City Pharmacy team. Deli Waigeno, National MTV News.
Today, Colgate-Palmolive PNG, in partnership with the National Health Department, celebrated the 5th National Toothbrushing Day with the nation. Deputy Health Secretary Dr. Paisan Dakulala said the program was valuable to the department because it provided necessary awareness on preventive oral habits. As part of the awareness program, students of Tediro Community School in Port Moresby led the main event, a countdown to toothbrushing time.
Their voices rang live through local radio stations across the country, with 401 schools, various health centers, and Colgate PNG's 15 participating partner organizations coming to a standstill to brush their teeth. National Toothbrushing Day is but one of many oral health programs which complement Colgate's global oral health education program, Bright Smiles, Bright Futures. Since its introduction in 2015, the program continues to attract the participation of individuals in the tens of thousands. According to Colgate statistics, from 215,000 last year, a whopping 63,000 joined, meaning 278,000 more students and adults are positively aware of the importance of brushing their teeth.
When I go home, I'll keep on brushing my teeth and I'll keep on doing the same thing.
That's still a very, very small number compared to the 7 million people that we have. And of course, the number of children that we have, we need to do a lot more work to cover that.
On that note, Dr. Dakulala commended Colgate-Palmolive's initiative to introduce the National Toothbrushing Day to PNG. He said in a big way it lifted the load off the department, which was struggling to keep up with the overwhelming number of oral health issues flooding health centers.
When children or people get the disease, then it becomes even harder for us to help them at the time when they need it most.
Dr. Dakulala has appealed that people focus more on prevention than on cure, encouraging more participation in programs like Colgate's and what they stood for.
Not just today on World Toothbrushing Day, but visits to schools and to children and to get the message into the community so the community is aware regarding the issues with their tooth.
That meant brushing teeth regularly to maintain good oral health, and Tediro Community School students appear to have gotten the hang of it. Melissa Gaviro, National EMTV News.
You're with National EMTV News. When we come back, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Don't go away.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Medang Province will host this weekend semi-finals for the National Soccer League competition. Besta FC, Medang FC, Huawei PS United and reigning champions Lay City Dwellers. For LCD, they'll have to secure a grand final spot in tomorrow's head-to-head match.
The first match will see the battle of Lay between Besta FC and Lay City Dwellers. This will be followed by hosts Medang FC taking on Huawei PS United. Both winners will end their spot in the grand final, which will be held on the 5th of August here in Port Moresby. Reigning premiers Lay City Dwellers have dominated this year's National Soccer League season, leading with 25 points. They have been followed closely by a determined Medang squad, who finished off the season on 19 points, with PS United and Besta FC followed after making up the top 4. Besta put up a good fight against Dwellers the last time they met at Bicini. However, they went down 2-0. Tomorrow's match will definitely be a nail-biter. The matchup between Medang FC and Huawei PS will also be a close game. Both teams will be counting on experience of their top players to get them over the line. The first match kicks off at 12:30 p.m. at the Lai Warden Oval in Medang. Lige Levet, National EMTV Sports.
To Rugby League, and this weekend's Intercity Cup games in Wabag and Minj have been deferred due to the elections counting and declarations still progressing in these areas. PNG NRL competition manager Stanley Hondina says round 11 match between the Wagitumbe and Mendimurk scheduled for Minj has now been moved to Goroka. It will kick off at 3 p.m. this Sunday. We'll have more of Trukai Sports after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Usain Bolt will be missed from the Jamaican team after his retirement. Sprinter Ian Forbes said Bolt is an inspirational and a team player who creates a good vibe in the Jamaican camp. Forbes also pointed out Bolt's plans to be involved with the sport and act as a motivator for the team. Bolt has collected 8 Olympic gold medals and 13 World Championship medals and is due to retire after August's World Championships in London. The Jamaican team is training in the UK city of Birmingham ahead of the championships. The Port Moresby Racket squad is hosting its Port Moresby Tennis and Squash Open. Competitors from Port Moresby, Lae, Cairns and Mount Hagen will be featured in this sporting event.
Over 120 entries have registered to participate in the Open, with a strong showing in the junior division with both an under-18 and an under-12 category. Tim Kribish, who manages the club and is also PNG's defending tennis champion, says this is an opportunity for players to make the national team to participate in the Mini Pacific Games later on this year.
The selection purpose is to find a PNG squash team which represent the country at the Oceanian Games in Vanuatu in the end of this year.
The tournament is the second Open organized by the club, and Kribish is excited at the talent and participation numbers involved.
We have entries, about 120 entries, which is both. It's around 40 in tennis, around 60, 70 in squash, but very promising is our juniors amount.
PNG tennis star Abigail Terra Pisa will not be part of the tourney, as well as squash international Lynette Vai. Due to Vai's ranking, she has already had automatic selection in the women's squash team, while the rest of the participants will fight to make the squad.
She is competing internationally. She does not need a Port Moresby Open to show that she is actually the best player we have.
The tournament runs from Friday evening, with the semi-finals and finals in both tennis and squash scheduled for Sunday evening. Jeremy Woggy, National TV Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. Up next, your weather details for Saturday.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
Here's a look at your weather for Saturday. In the southern region, fine and sunny for Port Moresby, fine becoming cloudy for Daru and Kerma, cloudy with some showers for Alotau and Popondetta. To the Momasa region, rain and showers for Lae and Wau, fine although becoming cloudy for Madang, a shower or two for Wewak, showers for Vanimo. To the New Guinea Islands region, rain and showers for Buka, Kimbe and Lorangau, thundery showers for Kavieng, Kokopo and Rabaul. And to the Highlands region, fine becoming cloudy for Mount Hagen, Goroka and Kundiawa, a shower or two, the order of the day for Saturday in Mendi and Wabag.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
And that's the news, sport and weather for today, Friday the 28th of July 2017. Stay tuned. Up next is Your Vote 2017 with Neville Choi and Titi Gabi from the MTV News team. Pleasant viewing. Good night.